Welcome to 464 Studios, the homegrown, family-owned, one-stop shop where we bring you the nerd universe through toys. I'm James the Original.
Jameson the Mic Drop.
And today we are excited to bring you the Hasbro Marvel Legends 60-year anniversary Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. I'm excited to dive into this one. What about you, man?
I actually am very excited because we don't know if we got the accessories or not. I mean, we do know we got the action figures, but the bag thing isn't tight enough so then you can see through it.
That's right. Yeah, it comes in mummy bags now. It's you can't really see through them. It's I'm sure you have your feelings on the windowless box. Okay, so before we get into it, just want to say thanks for joining us. If you do like, please, if you like what we put out, please like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and stay to the end to see if you should buy this toy or not. I mean, because that's why you're here, right? They want to know, do they need to buy this one or kick it to the curb? All right?
Or they could just zoom it to the end.
They could zoom to the end, yeah. But, but then they'd miss out all the details of the action figure. So, before we move on, let's do some trivia. Let's test them nerd skills, okay? Now, here's what the trivia is. Trivia question for the day. In the comic book, who was the first Avenger to quit the team? If you know who it is, throw it down in the comment section and stay to the end to find out who was the first Avenger to quit the team.
I mean, I know.
Well, you know, because your nerd level, your power level is 9,000. All right, so before we actually dive into the unboxing, let's talk a little bit about the origin. Now, everybody by now really ought to know the origin of Spider-Man. Peter Parker, who was an American teenager. He had big brain, but he had big brain problems, right? Because everyone kind of picked on him, they bullied him, that kind of deal. Teenager in high school, gets bit by a radioactive spider, bam, spider powers. What you got?
It basically shows how the radioactive spider got made, because the spider went down and the machine shocked it with some radioactive blast.
That's right. So this, the original OG Amazing Fantasy issue 15, that debuted in 1962, actually. That's how old that was. That was written by, of course, the man Stan Lee, and the art was by Steve Ditko. And yeah, the OG story, it shows you how the spider got hit by the radioactive blast, comes out, bites Peter Parker. His first little soiree as Spider-Man is actually, he gets into showbiz, and he's actually kind of making it in showbiz with his Spidey skills. And then Uncle Ben gets shot, right? And gets shot by a guy who was doing some robberies, and Peter Parker had the chance to stop him, and he didn't.
Do you have anything else that you don't know? Well,
I do. So it's interesting, in the original Amazing Fantasy, Ben was killed off panel, off screen, if you will, off page, and in a home, in a robbery. So Peter Parker was never there for Uncle Ben's last words. So do you know who actually said, "With great power comes great responsibility"?
Himself. With great power comes great responsibility.
That's right. Peter Parker himself. He thought it at the end of the comic book. Great read. If you didn't know that means you didn't read Amazing Fantasy 15. And shame on you. If you're a Spider fan, you got to go check it out. Without further ado.
I mean, I've read it all.
Yes, you've read it.
Now, I'm finally an OG Spider-Man fan.
OG Spider-Man fan. Heck yeah, man. All right, so without further ado, let's unbox this thing. All right, so we've got the Hasbro windowless packaging. Nobody likes it. Boo, windowless packaging. It's got the comic render on the front, on the cover here. Or pardon me, the action figure render. And then they've got another one on the side. And of course, they've got the classic Steve Ditko Amazing Fantasy 15 cover art That's, everybody knows that one. And, some legal jargon on the bottom. This is for 4 years old and up only. Do not, if you're under 4 years old, don't touch it. What you got, man?
I also saw that there's some artwork on the background of the back and the front.
Yeah, they've got another little print of the cover of Amazing Fantasy 15 there. On the back, they've got a little bit of art in the background. Of course, they've got another, action figure render on the back with the accessories that comes with it, and then of course all your legal stuff down here. So ready? We want to see what's inside?
Yeah.
All right, so we've got Spidey here out of the box. What are your first impressions, man?
I will say it looks good, and the face, and also the symbol of the chest I don't really like, and also the back.
Okay, so you like the newer style symbols? Yeah, I got you. To me, man, my first impressions, I'm really happy. Like, I think they nailed it with this. The paint application is dope. I love the black and red, just like it was in the original Amazing Fantasy. I mean, I think they nailed it there. I like the Steve Ditko art. I like that, classic Spidey symbol. So really, man, I'm feeling it. I think that they nailed it with this Spider-Man. You want to jump into some articulation?
Yeah, or you could say bendies.
Let's do some bendies.
So we have the Spider-Man, the Amazing Fantasy. Spins around, up, down, left, right, obviously. Butterfly joint. Can go not up to 90, about there. Can do a little spinny spin. Is it
double jointed pinless elbows, and you got the disc joint at the wrist.
Ab crunch. Side to side.
Yeah, they got that torso and the ab crunch. It's a good deal. Twist at the thigh. Mm-hmm. Can he kick his own butt? Let's see if he can kick his own butt. Look at that. Little butt kicker.
It can go to about like the ab crunch part.
Yeah, man. So he's got the calf swivel. And
no artic.
the disc joint ankles.
No. Mm-hmm. But no toesy artic.
No toesy articulation. That's a bummer. Yeah, man.
So that's all.
That's it for the bendies. Let's check out them accessories.
Yeah.
All right, so Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man did actually come with some extra or newer accessories. But the first thing we have here, he's got the fists, and he's got the wall-crawling hands, and of course he's got the thwips. I mean, he wouldn't be Spider-Man unless he didn't have them web slingers. And the new addition is these kind of open-handed or clasping hands that can grab onto the web effects that came with in the accessory package. Now, these are the old web effects. It's kind of hard to see with my white backdrop. I can put my hand here. It's got the grip handle, which is a terrible design. And it's the same web effects that we've been getting for a long time. But he came with a set of grips or hands that it's opened up a little bit, and he can literally grab onto them. So, I mean, that's kind of neat. If that's your bag, if that's your thing. And last but not least, he comes with the underarm webbing. Now, I will say, I'm not a fan of this. It's kind of hard. Again, it's kind of hard to see with the video, but these are hard plastic, and to be honest, they're cumbersome to put on. They fall off easily, and they only really look decent in just like one singular pose. And it's got a kind of a longer wide set one for him to do more of like a T pose. And to be honest, not really a fan of them. If they had been more of a fabric, I think they would have been really awesome. And actually, I might do some custom things and make a fabric one for him. And I think that'd be really cool. So he did only come with one head, and the underarm webbing. So that's all the accessories for Spider-Man. So real quick before we went into our final pose, we wanted to show you a side-by-side between the ultra-articulating Renew Your Vows Spider-Man and the Amazing Fantasy. I mean, it's really clear and easy to see right out of the gate the size difference. Am I right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's really interesting is everything on the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man is a bit smaller except for his shoulders. I mean, that upper shoulder right above his bicep, that thing is huge. In fact, it might even be bigger than Renew Your Vows. But the head, right? The head is smaller. Everything is smaller on him, which is cool. And it makes sense because if you think about it, the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man was a teenager. He was a kid. And of course, you've got like the more mature Peter Parker in the Renew Your Vows because he's married to Mary Jane. He's older. He's got a kid. But it's pretty cool. So I actually like that they did that size difference. Okay, man. So final thoughts, final pose. What do you think, bro? Is this a... Or actually, let's do best thing, worst thing.
Best thing is that the size difference.
Yo, you like that size difference. Okay, cool. What's the worst thing?
The worst thing that it isn't the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man body. It would, and with like all the other things, with all of the articulation of the Renew Your Vows, and also just the Amazing Fantasy. That would be top notch.
Yeah, so if he had like the toe articulation, that would have that's end game for you. That would have made it 10 out of 10. Okay, I feel that, man. For me, best thing is just the look of this Amazing Fantasy classic, man. I'm an OG Spider-Man fan. The look of this, they nailed it. And then I would say probably the worst thing for me is the underwebbing accessories. I kind of thought that was garbage. Not feeling it at all. So, final verdict, man. Must buy or pass by?
Must buy for Spidey fans.
Must buy for Spidey fans. You gotta add this to your collection. They did a dope job. This is a sick figure. Faux show. Alright, before we let him go, we gotta hit him with that. Well, we gotta hit him with that trivia. Remember, the trivia question was who was the first Avenger to quit the team, right? So do you want
Hulk?
That's right, it was the Hulk. So if you got that right, you're power level 9,000. Thanks for
watching.
Thanks for watching? Yeah, thanks for viewing, right? If you liked it, hit the like button.
And also get bit by the bell.
Get bit by that bell for notifications, and please subscribe, because if we don't monetize this channel, my kids won't have money for college. Plain and simple. Help my kids go to school, people. Send the kids to school. It's all for the kids. You know what I mean? So
for charity.
No, man. We want to monetize so you can go to college. This is your college fund. So, hey, check us out also on Instagram, right? Go ahead and check out 464_studios, where we take dope pictures of our toys. We try to do the toy photography thing. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, check us out. All right, that's all I got, man. You want to say goodbye?
Yeah. Goodbye. 464 Studios.